Okay, so I got my new TP-Link power Ethernet adapters here, and I set them up, and I brought in the one TrendNet one that I have that was in the house. It's I thought was still working to pair it up with the other two. And when I plugged it in out here, I noticed that it's exhibiting the same behavior. I don't know if you probably can't see anything else. It doesn't even look like the lights are lit up at all, but if I cut my hand over it and make it a little bit darker, I can see that they're lit up just very faintly, not like the TP-Link, which you can see is nice and bright. Actually, I'll go shut the lights off and see if it shows up a bit better then. So now with the lights off and it completely dark in here, you can see that the lights are in fact on the TrendNet adapter there. So I'm going to go find the one that was apparently dead and plug it in as well, just to see if the lights were actually just, or the LEDs had dimmed so much that you just couldn't see them. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I found it and I've plugged it in. It's the one on the bottom. And as you can see, it definitely is, it lights up. It's not quite the same because it's not paired anymore. It's the oddball out on the network. So just going to see if I can get this right here and reach around in the dark and pair these guys up. So it's kind of odd. It's indicating that it is working. So I guess the next thing to do is pull out the laptop, and I will disable the Wi-Fi on it and plug it into each of these and see, test it out and see what happens. Okay, so here we are with the one that I believe to be good, or that I thought was good, and no surprise it works. So I'm just going to try and plug the cable in here down below and see what happens. Okay, so now I got it plugged in. We'll just go ahead and we'll check out the first link here, and whoops. Yeah, I mean, if I can click on the right thing here. Boom. So it does in fact actually still work. So I'm a little puzzled as to what happened there. And yeah, just to check, I mean, getting 120 volts. Not that that should matter, as we saw when we opened it up. It was a switch mode power supply in there. Just a simple DC to DC converter there. Rectified the main, so it shouldn't really matter too much the input voltage, even if it is a little low. That should have no effect whatsoever. It's not like it was a linear supply in there. So yeah, not too sure. I'm gonna sort of think maybe there's some sort of a design flaw with these units, or maybe it's part of the power saving. They tried to cut back on the amount of power that the LEDs were using, and they cut it back just a little bit too much. I don't know. I think in this case, I'm going to edit all this together and post it, and then I'm going to email back the TP-Link, or not TP, TrendNet, a link to this video, and ask them to take a look at it and see if they have a comment. So obviously my original analysis here of my network problems was incorrect, but I mean, you start checking the obvious things. You come along and you find, a piece of equipment with no power LEDs on it. What do you got to assume that it's dead, especially when you unplug it and plug it back in and there's nothing. So not really sure what to make of that. Like I said, give TP-Link a chance to respond, or TrendNet, and the time being, I mean, I've bought these TP-Link units and I've had good luck with their equipment in the past. I've used a few of their routers and APs and that, and flashed them with third-party firmware, and so I'm going to go ahead and use these. And I mean, if these TrendNet ones turn out to be okay, then fine. If they say to send them back, despite the fact that I opened one, well, I guess that's fine too. I'll do that. So who knows? Like I said, just have to wait and see.